When designers gather different work for their inspiration, they arrange what's called a mood board. It's basically putting together any sort of inspiration that you think will be useful for your project. This, for example, is a mood board from one of my client projects. There are screens of different homepages that I found on the sites that I mentioned before. You can even draw inspiration from your own personal work. So, for example, one of these shots that I put here is my own work. Inspiration doesn't have to be a website design. You might gather illustrations that you like, app screens, art, architecture, photography, movie posters, or, Dogon tribe masks, just like Picasso. There are no rules. It's basically setting the mood for your project, just like the name says. Let me demonstrate an example. I'll create a mood board for a team collaboration website or a landing page. Products like Slack and Trello, if you're familiar with it. I have my inspiration sites open here, but first I'll start looking at product websites I already know. So I'm going to check Slack, Asana is another one that I know, and Trello, and see what they're doing. When you like a website or a section or any parts of the page, just take a screenshot. We will organize all screenshots and images later. Okay, let's now check on other inspiration websites. Dribble's search with keywords isn't that good, so try using as little keywords as possible and try searching in different words. This one isn't bad. Often on Dribble, designers post the screen of the full page, which you can see in the attachment right here. This way you can see the full page in more detail. I'm just going to save the entire page. This one is similar to Asana, but here I like these overlapping interface elements. Asana had just illustrations. This is nice because it gives more idea of the product. Plus, this is more simple to make. I can't illustrate, so I'd have to hire an illustrator if I want that in my project. Okay, let's check other inspiration sites. I usually spend about an hour gathering inspiration. It's an important part of the design process, and if I do this part diligently, I have much more easier time designing, and if I don't, I often need to come back and find more inspiration. Pinterest is actually where I save random inspirations outside of projects. Like if I'm randomly browsing the web and I come across to some interesting design, I will save it on Pinterest for future in reference. It's a great place to have your own personal collection. You can create your personal board on Pinterest, then install the browser extension and save screenshots and images from the web to your private collection. And then you can come back to these pins later when you're looking for some inspiration for your project. Okay, now I'm gonna look off topic, not necessarily for team collaboration websites. This isn't bad. This section is very lovely. I like photo overlapping with those graphics. Lapa Ninja or Landbook are excellent because we can see live sites, which can give us ideas on animations and interactions and all that stuff. I think we have enough. Now we are going to create a mood board in Figma and place all those shots in there. So just draw a basic frame in Figma and pull all your screenshots on it. I use dark background because most websites are on white, so they will have better visibility on a dark frame. Doesn't really matter how you arrange them here, you can scatter them as you like. And that's all there is to it. That's our mood board. Later, we'll learn how to actually draw inspiration from all this.